Hey guys, it's Hobo Yeti here. Today I want to do a video about uh, hard lessons I've learned while being homeless. Um, you know, it's just a perspective shift. I've been homeless off and on for the last 10 or 15 years. This most recent time that I've been homeless, um, it's been longer. It's going on a year and a half now. And there's just some lessons that I've learned that I'd like to share with you guys. The first one is being okay with blank, right? Being okay with uh, not having any money, being okay with having odor issues, being okay with sleeping in a tent, sleeping on the ground, sleeping, it's kind of you have to change your perspective to what you're used to. And when you're first homeless, you're thinking, wow, this is like camping. Okay, we can make this work. But over time, uh, you know, the suck sets in, right? It doesn't. It stops being a good thing. It starts being a unpleasant thing, and so you have to be okay with less, being okay with what you have, and making a go of it. Um, you know, as is, right? Um, so it's really, you're just kind of changing your perspective to be okay with things that aren't as what you would prefer. So being okay with suck, you know. Um, Number two is you're on your own when you're homeless. There's no one's going to save you. Uh, People may help you, but you can't count on that on a day-to-day kind of basis, and you have to plan for living in a tent, sleeping outside, your meals, all that. You have to plan for that, um, regardless of what you want or wish to happen. You have to plan for the worst, really. Um, so that's kind of difficult, and people will disappoint you, and people will exceed your expectations. But it's never enough to really get outside of your situation and help get you to where you prefer to be. You're on your own with that. Number three kind of ties in is strangers can be more kind than family. Um, my mom has sent me money here and there, to which I'm grateful. My brothers and sisters, they just kind of see it as Tom doing his hobo thing, but I guess for me, it's like I always thought that if I ever got to a point where I was down in the dumps and really needed help, that my siblings would be there for me, and that's just not the case. And so, um, but out of that has come, people on my channel and just people sending me donations to kind of help out and make my life a little better. And so that's been a welcome respite from the daily grind. Number four is your life can change in an instant. And that's a couple of years ago, my gear got stolen. Like my tent, my sleeping bags, my everything. Like I got back to my. There was a couple of things that were thrown on the ground, pairs of shoes and whatnot, just kind of like, But they had taken what I had, and the thing is, wow, that it was just difficult. Like, 1 minute I was back then I was working a job. I was working a job that I just started, and got back to my tent around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and it was gone. And I was able to get that resolved. I was able to, get some new gear and stuff. But it was kind of a a rough couple of days, you know. Um, not every, you know, not everybody has the ability to reach out to somebody and get some, you know, get money for new gear and stuff like that. So it's like when you're living so close to the edge of nothing, right? When you're living so close to the edge of having nothing, um, everything can change in an instant, you know. So that's hard. It's hard. You know, if that happened to me now, I'd probably reach out to you guys and ask for help. But otherwise, I mean, the thing is that would be like a hopeful thing that I would do, but I would still have to take care of things on my own. And I do have a down the ways. I have a tent that, like a one-man tent that I kind of put in a field over there, so I would have something. I need to make a better cache site for stuff like my older gear that I'm not really using, or gear that stinks, that I would always be able to go to and at least stay warm and stay sheltered. But it's hard making plans like that because, anyway. Let's see. Number 5, prepare for the worst. And expect the worst. There's like a prepper saying, prepare for the worst, expect the best, or pray for the best, or whatever. When you're homeless, you got to prepare for the worst and expect the worst. There's no expecting the best, you know. You've got to like mind your P's and Q's. You got to cross your T's, dot all your I's. Like, you know, like when you're finding a campsite, you can't, you know, just put your tent anywhere. It's got to be, you know, at a higher level because it's going to rain all the time. And basically, you just need to prepare for the worst. And for me, part of that is like, I don't really throw anything away. I've got a pair of shoes that I haven't worn in 6 months because, you know, in case something happens to the pair of boots that I wear now, and so I want to be able to have a pair of waterproof boots that I can wear. Anyway, and that's the mindset: is don't throw away anything. Not necessarily don't throw away anything, but like, you know, expect for it to be like, if this happens, like, this is what I'm going to do. If that happens, that's what I'm going to do. It's preparing scenarios in your head, kind of like a prepper mindset. Like, when the shit hits the fan, like, this is what I'm going to do. If this happens, then this happens. It's kind of like an SOP for everything that happens. Let's see, number 6, nothing is ever easy. And that's pretty much a daily, anything that you want to do while you're homeless, you have to prepare like a day for it, right? It's not getting easier. You want to go to the pantry and get some stuff. Well, that's an all-day affair. Everything takes so much more energy, and it's kind of like the mental energy that you're using. You're thinking it's not that big of a deal, right? But as sort of comparison, imagine going to the DMV, right, and having to wait in line for like 6 hours just for a clerk to ignore you or something like that. That's the mindset. People in pantries are usually nicer than that, not all the time. But like, you're dealing with that sort of mindset where it's just like, oh my gosh, it's exhausting. It's exhausting dealing with the day-to-day of things. And, you know, just to get out of my tented area here, I have to walk, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes to get to the road through poison ivy and stickers and thorns and all this other crap just to get out there. And so, I'm surviving, and so that's important, but it's hard, and it's not pleasant, you know, but you get used to that fact, Number 7, the older you get, the harder you fall. That's kind of like that song, the closer I get, I don't know what the song is, but the older you get, the harder you fall, and it's kind of metaphorical, but it's also literal in a sense that, uh, you know, if I fall down, if I, anytime I've taken a spill, falling down, um, it hurts that much more. But like, everything is, as you get older, everything gets that much worse. The consequences of everything is harder. It's more visceral. It's more black and white as far as, uh, like I'm looking at my life in that I don't see how I can feasibly get out of the situation that I'm in. And being okay, going back to number 1, being okay with that is kind of something I've gotten used to, but I don't see any way of getting out of the situation and getting back into sort of a normal society life. I don't see that that's going to happen, and that's, it has to do with my age a lot, right? And so it sucks. Number 8, I guess the last one I've got on my list. Envy will make you miserable. You go and you clean up, and you go to the library, you go to the store, you go to wherever you're going to go, and people are living their lives, and they're just, they're driving their cars, they're living in houses, and there's definitely an aspect of envy or jealousy, but those are corrosive emotions, and nothing good is going to come of that. To want something, to want to have a place, and not being able to make that happen, to have a life that is simple. Staying at the hotel last week was very nice, and I was able to just feel okay and feel normal. But the day after I left, I was just like, man, I wish I could do that. Like on a daily basis, I wish I could just live a normal life, wake up, take a shower, eat some hot food, and then get on a laptop and play a game or something, just normal stuff. But I have to be okay with living, not having that expectation, and being okay with doing everything on my phone and listening to audiobooks and whatnot. I have to be okay with that. But sometimes I do envy what other people have, a life and a future. I feel like I don't have any of those. I don't feel like things are going to get better for me. And so, number 1 and number 8 on my list, being okay with whatever versus being envious of others and wanting that for myself. It's tough. It's a hard balance, and because it's okay to want things, right? It's okay to want things that you don't have, that life, that goals to work towards, but I have to be realistic with what is on my plate. And so these are things that I've learned, tough lessons, really. And as long as I can focus on what's real and what's attainable, and being okay with stuff then, and preparing for the worst. And it sucks. It's kind of a sucky way to live, but sometimes that's all you got. I hope your road's a good one. If you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. Hobo Yeti signing off.